Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're all grand. I was going to actually be filming out on the plot today because it's busy, but it's so windy. I just tried to do a little bit of filming and honestly you couldn't hear a thing for so what I thought I'd do, try something different. I'm gonna try something different with the edit. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but I can keep practicing. So what I thought, I'll just catch my breath a bit actually because I'm running around. So what I thought I'd do is just quickly let you guys know what I'm up to in the shed where it's nice and cozy, and then I'll take the camera out with me, film what I'm doing, probably without speaking, and then I'm going to see if I can do this voiceover later on. Not sure it's going to happen, but we'll give it a go. So we are right at the end of April. I think probably by the time you guys see this we'll be just into May, and it's time to crack on with all the direct sewings. So everything I'm sewing today I would normally have done probably a week, 2 weeks ago, but we had warning of this sudden cold snap that we were going to get, this sort of that lovely kind of temperate breeze we get from the south with the Gulf Stream that normally keeps us quite mild over the winter. The wind direction changed, all that warmth went back out to the Atlantic, and we got this cold blast coming down from sort of the Arctic and the far north of Europe. So long and the short is I've held off doing all my direct sewings until now. So I'm really behind and I need to get going. Just reaching into my pockets because the first thing that I'm going to put in today, oh you probably can't see them because they're so tiny, see? So I'm going to do some carrots. So I've got nunts, which will be my sort of first ones that I'll have out, so come the summer, early autumn. Yum yum yum. One row of those, and then just safely secrete it back in my pocket. Then this is the Autumn King, and this is the one that you guys have heard me bang on about over and over and over again. They're a really gorgeous robust flavour. They're not really a carrot that I would eat raw. The nunts I would. They're quite, it's not that they're woody, but they can be a bit, I mean they've got a really strong flavour, so they're brilliant for soups. The littler ones, the early ones, I put in smoothies, yum yum yum. So I'm going to do 2 rows of them. The reason I'll do 2 rows is because these guys will actually keep perfectly well in the ground throughout the whole winter. I dug up the last ones, trying to go back in my mind, about the middle of March. Absolutely fine still, used some straight away, and then I had probably about £15 that I've chopped up and bunged in the freezer. So I should have carrots coming out of the freezer that I can use probably until the first ones of these are getting ready. The thing I'm doing differently this year is where I'm going to have my 3 rows of carrots, between them there will be 2 rows of leeks. So the leeks were sown indoors about a month ago, so they're still at home cooking. Probably bring them down to the allotment in the next week or so to go into the cold frame to harden off. They'll stay in the cold frame for about a couple of weeks, getting a bit more exposure each day until I think they're tofties. And the idea is that the allium family and the carrot family, they kind of ward off each other's pests. Not taking any risks though, as you'll see when we go out there in a minute. The whole lot is going to be hooped and covered in enviromesh. So a word on the carrot fly and allium leaf miner. You do need a really fine mesh to keep the flies off. Enviromesh costs a fortune, but it's one of those things, make that investment or have it as a Christmas present or birthday present, look after it, and it should in theory last for years and years and years, and will be well worth it in terms of it saving your crops. So in a sec we'll go outside, you'll see what I mean about the layout, and we'll get sprinkling some seeds, and it's the first of the direct sowings today. Let's get on with it. Okay, let's see if any of this is going to be audible. I'm going to sow really pretty thinly because I don't really want to be having to do much thinning later on, because every time you touch your carrots that scent will drive the flies crazy, and I don't want to be lifting, the mesh is going to be across here, I don't want to be lifting it off unnecessarily. So yeah, thin sowing. We still haven't had any rain, 8 weeks now. I'm just picking up clumps as I'm seeing them of soil and breaking them down a bit. So the drills have had a really, really good soaking. This is the nance, isn't it? So I'm just going to concentrate for a minute. You can listen to sounds of wind and birds and kids in the park playing football. Actually, let's take that with me. That's that little road done. So there's just one thing I would add about the companion planting. Actually, let's come and have a little pew here with you all. Oh, my knee. Yeah, with the companion planting, there's loads of books out there. Some of them make it more complicated than it needs to be. Have a little look in your library, see if there's a book you particularly like. You'll find things online. But the one thing to consider, I would say, with companion planting is when is each or either crop going to be harvested. So for instance, I'm just going to get more comfy, hang on a sec. This first row of carrots, they will be coming out over the summer and autumn, but for the most part both the leeks and the carrots, they're going to be coming out over winter. The reason I'm mentioning this is because depending on their root systems as well, if you've got a couple of plants really close to each other, companioning, and you're going to be pulling one out and not the other, in yanking that plant out, are you going to disturb the roots of the plant you're leaving? So the idea of doing it this way this year, two plants together who are going to help each other, but essentially they're going to be harvested at the same time. So when I'm taking out a leek and I get all the disturbance from pulling the leek out, that's fine, because actually I'm pulling a couple of carrots out from either side of it too. So it's just something to bear in mind if you're going to companion plant. Okay, well I'm going to get on and get the 2 rows of autumn kings in. You'll have noticed there's a couple of lines with the string on pegs. That's just to mark out where the leeks are going to go, because as I say, the leeks need to harden off first, so we'll let them get hardened. I'll get these couple more rows of carrots in, get them covered with the Enviromesh, not to protect them from the flies at the moment, from the foxes, of course, as always. So, happy sowing. After I've done this lot, I'm going to be moving on to peas and beans. There's so much to do, and I love it at this time of year. So happy sowing. I'll say cheerio for now, and I'll catch up with you all really soon. Take care. And that, my friends, oh, I'm getting down again, is another little job ticked off the list. It's so lovely and peaceful, apart from the police helicopters, which is what you've been hearing. Have a lovely afternoon sewing. See you soon.